Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hopefully you are very well. So it's Sunday today when I'm filming. I don't know when you are going to watch this video. Probably it's going to be uploaded on Friday because I decided that my new routine will be Friday evenings. It's basically, when you start the weekend, you come back, you chilling on the sofa, eating your Friday dinner, having a glass of anything you like, or tea, or a cup of cacao, or whatever you like. So Izzy is joining us, obviously, as you can see. She's always here with me anyway. So I recently visited Japan, and so I thought I'm going to go through couple bits, couple prices, things I liked, things I didn't like, things I found strange down there myself. And yeah, and just we'll go through and we'll chat about it. So I'm literally having I'm going to have tea in one of my one of the mugs that I bought in Japan, and that features Mountain Fuji that I unfortunately sadly haven't visited in the end. And then we're going to have a little cup of sencha tea that I brought from Japan. Okay, so grab your beverage of preference, and we'll start very quickly. Japan was on my bucket list, and I decided finally that this year is going to be the year I'm going to go. We visited, so I would say kind of like maybe 4 different areas of Japan, and traveled with the trains. So yes, we did get a rail pass, because in the end we calculated that because we will be traveling a lot, maybe the rail pass will cover. So it was good, I think. So the only thing that the rail pass did not cover was the metro in Kyoto, and then the local trains in some of the local trains in Tokyo. So in the end, I calculated that it still was okay. The total trip cost for us was around 2,300 and a little bit for one person. I was saving because it was one of my budget list trips, so I was saving for that trip a lot, okay, so that I can just enjoy the trip, so that I don't need to save and things like that. The so that price includes the plane tickets. So we went with the direct flight from London Heathrow to Tokyo Haneda Airport. So that includes the Wi-Fi that we rented, like a pocket Wi-Fi. That includes hotels, so all hotels we stayed, a rail pass, the obviously food, the payable attractions, so where you need to pay, and of course couple bits of extra bits that we bought for gifts for ourselves and things like that, okay. The food wise, we went to the cafe just once. We've been living mainly from the food from the supermarkets, and it's completely fine. I mean, I don't see the reason. Yes, unless you can go to the shops, cafes and things like that, but if you want to be a little bit on the budget, then the supermarket's food is absolutely fine. especially with all those supermarkets, foods like 7-Eleven, Family Market, and things like that. They are full with literally foods that you can get, and you don't necessarily need to go to any fancy restaurants and things like that. Okay, so he's in London before the flight, just obviously to make sure not to miss the flight and things like that. And so basically the flight to Japan, I don't know, I found it a little bit tiring, mainly because I hated that fact that so we've been 2 people flying, and we had another person that we didn't know next to us, and I found it very tiring. I was sitting in the middle chair on the way to Japan, and then we swapped places. But yeah, so the middle seat is horrible, okay? So if you're going on your own, choose the one next to the window or the one next to the aisle, okay? Yes, they offer you multiple options with, if you are vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, things like that, but they can cover just one single allergy requirement. So I ordered on my way to Japan, I ordered a gluten-free option, and because I have sunflower allergies, the issue is that they could not confirm me that in that gluten-free meal there are no sunflowers, okay? So they didn't have extensive ingredients on the list and things like that, so they just didn't give me anything in the end of the day. It's good that before I boarded the flight, the Heathrow airport have Itsu, so I had Itsu. I bought some Itsu sushi, and literally on the flight I was eating all that sushi. But if that would have been closed, or if they would have not had Itsu, then I would have been left for 14 hours without any meal, okay? So that's, I think, a little bit of for the British Airways, okay? But then on my way back, I flew with British Airways back again, okay? Still very tiring trip. I don't know. I think it's, it's 14-hour flight, and I do understand they want to, earn money and things like that, but the ticket is not that cheap anyway. It's over £1,000, so it's still very expensive. And with that expensive price, not to have any comfort for 14 hours, I'm sorry, that's a little bit of, I do understand, but I think the economy class should be slightly bit more comfortable as well, a little bit more space at least, because compared with the with economy train ride in Japan, it's not comparable. I'm sorry. So we landed in Haneda. Because it was very early flight, we basically came to Japan 7 a.m. in the morning. So we took the train, and with the bullet train, we literally went straight away to Hiroshima. In Hiroshima, we stayed in the Comfort Hotel. That was lovely. It was just a little bit, I think we had a little shock on the first day, because the hotel room looked obviously really tiny, and for 2 people it looked a little bit tiny. And the other thing as well, it was on the 14th floor. And I don't know how other people, because that was literally my first ever that long flight, but it was so strange, because we felt like we've been in the sea, like you have this a little bit of kind of swinging vestibular system probably went off, but yeah. We took the train to Hiroshima. Hiroshima was lovely. Would I spend 2 days in Hiroshima? No, 1 day was completely enough. We did plan to go to Ireland, but in the end of the day we didn't, just because, I don't know, we felt that maybe the trip was slightly bit too complicated or something to do that in 1 day and then to travel to another city at the same day. So if you obviously want to visit Miyajima, then I would definitely probably advise to do that. To give Miyajima one day and then Hiroshima then another day. That way I think probably it would be easier, and you don't need to rush that much, okay? It was lovely. The staff was very helpful, and the breakfast was amazing as well, okay? In the hotel we had basically all the utensils that you need, so don't take any don't take with you any, literally you don't need any toiletries at all, okay? They give you hair brushes, they give you the toothbrushes, they give you toothpaste, so basically, and the cosmetic in Japan is amazing. I never, like in UK when I wash my hair, I sometimes need the conditioner, but down there it was enough, just the shampoo, and I never needed the conditioner anyway. I don't know, maybe it's water, but I think it's cosmetics. So from that point of view, you don't need anything. And in that hotel had tea, they had coffee, they had drinks as well that had been included in the price as well, and the price was quite good for one night stay, okay? Then we took the trip, the next day we took trip to Okayama. So Okayama, I really liked. We went to that Kurashiki-bikan historical area, and I loved it. It's very nice, very small area, small houses. You have river. It's so tranquil and peaceful. So yeah, it was pretty close to the station. And again, hotel was very lovely, very big, very wide room, and again you had everything, toiletries and things like that, so you didn't need anything else, okay? Okayama, I would probably spend, if I could, I probably would spend 2 days. I really liked Okayama. Very lovely sceneries, lovely people, not extremely big rush and things like that, so everything is just like a slower pace, okay? Then the next day we took the train to Kyoto, and we used Kyoto as a base for 5 days, I think, or 5-6 days. And then we obviously traveled around Kyoto, and then from Kyoto we took trains to different areas. I would say, I mean, the one thing we've done wrong, so or to stay one day less in Kyoto that we did, so maybe like instead of so just one day less, or we should have done another trip on that, one day more extra, okay? And then in Kyoto we stayed in the hotel in very close to Giorno area, and that one was called Kyoto Lagasta Hotel, and the hotel was absolutely lovely, okay? So it's a very small hotel that it's close to the main street, so it's kind of like on the main street junction, but surprisingly we didn't hear any traffic at all. We slept very well. The staff was extremely welcoming. You had again all the toiletries, you had tea, you had coffee every single day, you had water and things like that, okay? We didn't order breakfast in this hotel, so as I mentioned before, we ate mainly just from the supermarket foods, so Kyoto was very, very lovely, but as I said, so when we stayed in Kyoto, we traveled obviously all around Kyoto, because Kyoto has loads of temples to see, loads of beautiful places. Giono area, yes, it's interesting, it's nice, but it was not my most favorite place in Kyoto, if it makes sense. Okay, I think I don't know. There've been a couple of different shrines in Kyoto that I absolutely loved. I would definitely recommend to go to Kyoto Market. It's amazing. All the food stalls and all everything you can get and buy down there. At Sharonin Temple in Kyoto. That was very good. Iyasaka Jinja was lovely, interesting, but I found too many people down there. Maybe it was just the time when we actually reached that area that of course was in the middle of the day already, and probably that's why I felt slightly bit more crowded. But yeah, I think the Shorenin Temple is much more worth visiting. Okay, but but you need to pay in that one. So from Kyoto we went to Nara one day, and on same day on the way back, because it's on the way back from Nara, we stopped at Uji as well. Oh, Nara was amazing, okay? Like, you don't need even to explain anything about Nara, all the deers, all the wilderness, small, lovely town. I loved that fact that deers are deers are ruling the town, okay? Everyone is stopping to, to let them cross and things like that. We went very early in the morning, so in the beginning was quite nice and lovely. On the way back, I felt that it started to become a little bit crowded. I definitely visit tourist information center in Nara. The people that work there are very lovely, but they do as well like a workshops if you are interested. So they teach you how to write with the calligraphy and do a couple other things. So definitely worth popping in, especially if you're traveling with the kids. They have activities for them as well. And it's just a very nice place. They give you a little bit of information that you probably would not know other way. The temple, there are a couple amazing temples in Nara, and one obviously is the Todaiji temple. That is the main one, the big one. You have big Buddha sculptures down there. You have you have quite a lot. And then what I really liked was the Kasuga Taisha shrine. Kasuga Taisha shrine, that is kind of like a lantern a shrine. They have the scenery is amazing. The scenery is amazing down there. You have multiple lanterns. Every single lantern is different. So if you go down there, pay attention, because every single lantern, as far as I could hear, represents every single different region around that area. So Nara has the one, and the other cities, Uji, have another one, and so on. And they have old, on the side of that shrine, they have the, I think is an old cemetery, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's an old cemetery where you have all those, the botanic lanterns, and they are all covered in moss and things like that. So it's a little bit spooky if you go down there, but I absolutely enjoyed that area. Uji is classed as a tea town. Go to Uji separately, okay? I feel there is definitely quite a lot to see, and they have this river where you can actually, they have benches down there, so you can sit down, you can relax, and enjoy the day and not to rush to go everywhere around, because I felt that we've been probably too tired already after Nara, and I personally absolutely loved it. And the town was very lovely and things like that, but I probably felt a little bit that I would have wanted to slow down a little bit, because we rushed through Uji quite quickly, and now I feel that I probably would have wanted to slow down and go through, because the town is very nice. It's a very small town, but it's very lovely. Have a couple beautiful shrines, a couple big ones. I kind of was a little bit disappointed, because I expected something a little bit more from the tea town. Yes, you have shops that sell tea and things like that, but I don't know, I wanted something, I kind of expected something more in there, so I think I would have wanted to go to Uji separately, because I kind of feel like I didn't get enough of that city, and I would have wanted to have like a tea ceremony in Uji, because it is classed as a tea city, but they didn't have anything. So yeah, definitely if you go to Uji, give a full day to that, okay? We took the train to Kanazawa, and again, absolutely amazing. I mean, in general, I really loved the train system down there, especially the bullet trains. They are big. There is a lot of space. You basically feel like you are sitting in the armchair in your living room, and it's good. It's very comfortable. The journey obviously feels very quick and things like that, but in general, it's not mainly just the how quickly they go. It's mainly the comfort that you get from that seat. Kanazawa. So Kanazawa is slightly bit to the north from Kyoto, and to Kanazawa without knowing anything about it, and I loved it. Okay, I loved it. Kanazawa again is a smaller city where you basically, I don't know, I didn't need any transports in there. We just walked around. Kanazawa, very beautiful city, and Kanazawa is the only place where we went to eat out. Okay, where we went to the not to the restaurant, to the cafe. Okay, so we went to the cafe that is called. Sorry, hopefully I'm going to find it quite quickly. So it's the Sushi Tora. It's called Sushi Tora, and it's on Honmachi Street in Kanazawa. It was very lovely. It was extremely welcoming. The food was absolutely amazing. So I don't tend to eat a lot of fish, just very so often, when I eat sushi sometimes. And obviously we had sushi, we had miso soup down there, the beginning, the aperitifs been lovely and very tasty. Sake was very good, but the main thing was culture, was attitude, and we felt very welcoming, we felt very loved, and he treats everyone with such a big respect, and even if we didn't know Japanese and his English was not very good, we left feeling like we understood everything he was saying. So it was extremely very lovely experience. And in general, Kanazawa is a very lovely city. There are a couple different districts in Kanazawa. So you have the area around the castle with the amazing gardens. You have completely different area on the side that is called as a geisha area, and then another area on the side that is called that it's like a samurai district. Okay. Again, we ran through city quite quickly. I would say, again, if you have time, and I would go probably for a couple of days, okay? For a couple of days to experience the culture, to experience the atmosphere, to get to, feel and know and things like that. And in Kanazawa, we stayed in Wing International Premium. Hotel Wing International Premium was very, very quick, very close to the train station. Not extremely, not extremely like extremely posh hotel, but was very good. Again, had everything you need. The room was quite big and spacious, and we did take the breakfast in there because they had traditional Japanese breakfast that it's not very common in hotels. I found anyway, and the breakfast was amazing. Literally massive amount of food. It is so it's not like a buffet. You come and they give you a plate with the food that is just for you, but still everything was very tasty down there, and the food literally filled us for the whole day. And then we basically went to Tokyo, okay? So in Tokyo we spent, I think, 5 days again. So originally the plan was for 5 days. Yeah, 5 days with the fly out. So originally the plan was to use the Tokyo again as a base. Because we wanted to go to Nikko, we wanted to go to Hakone, and then I booked one trip with the Get Your Guide to Kamakura and Enoshima Island, and we didn't complete the plan. Okay. The main reason why we didn't complete the plan was because I felt extremely overwhelmed in the train stations in Tokyo. When I was planning the trip, I kind of like was investigating where is the best place to stay in Tokyo and things like that. And the recommendation was that Shinjuku is a good place because it has train station, it has good communication, communication routes, and it's not extremely busy, but again, you have shops, you have places to go, you have bars and things like that. So obviously, if that's your life, if it's your lifestyle, if you like going out every single night, if you like going to shops, pubs, cafes and things like that, then yes, Shinjuku is definitely a very good place. Would I stay again in Shinjuku? No. Would I go to Tokyo again? No, unless someone will say, look, these places are definitely needing to visit, okay? Unless I really wanted to go in Tokyo to the Ghibli Museum, but in the end I could not get tickets. I was chasing for the tickets, and then when they've been released, I was working for a couple days, and then obviously in the end I could not get any of them. Okay, so that was a very big disappointment for me. And yeah, I mean, there are interesting places in Tokyo, I'm not saying, but if I would go to Tokyo now, I would spend just 2 days in Tokyo, okay? One day for maybe shopping and doing all that stuff, and then another day, obviously, your day of the flight, okay? So I personally would not go back to Tokyo, but that's my preference, okay? I found Tokyo a little bit too crowdy, obviously loads of noise, loads of lights, things like that. Again, if you like it, that's absolutely fine, it's your preference, feel free to do it. If you don't, then I would probably avoid it. And the people, when I spoke with a couple people from the trip that we took with Get Your Guide, again, slightly bit older people, they said they didn't like Tokyo either. They actually preferred Osaka instead of Tokyo. We didn't go to Osaka, so I can't compare, but that's what I heard, at least from other people, what they said, okay? The hotel in Tokyo, we stayed in the hotel in Tokyo that is called the Not Tokyo in Shinjuku, and I'm not happy. I was not happy with them. It's nothing wrong with the hotel in general speaking. If they have the bakery downstairs, so obviously if you prefer to eat a lot of pans, pastries, things like that, then obviously that might be a very good option for you. What I didn't like about hotel is the room was reasonably small for a twin room, and comparing with other places that we went, the same class hotel, the same kind of class hotel, the rooms definitely been bigger everywhere else, and the price for the room definitely was as well better somewhere else for a bigger room. Okay. The other thing as well with that hotel, when I was doing the research, somehow it didn't look that far away from the train station, and in the end you need to walk 15 to 20 minutes to reach the hotel from Shinjuku train station, so keep that in mind as well. So in Japan usually, and I mean that's very good, that's not a negative thing. You obviously, if you stay for longer, they don't clean your room every single day. They can take your trash out, they can change your towels if you want, but they clean the room every 3 days, okay? And because we stayed for 4 days, I requested the room not to be cleaned. Okay, I requested in the reception the room not to be cleaned, and on the day of the cleaning, I left the thing that you put on the door to say, please don't clean my room, just take the trash and change the towels. And I had a couple bits out. I got a little cat statue. I got a couple other bits that I had on my luggage next to my bed. And when I came back home that day, I could see straight away that the room was cleaned. Okay, all the beds obviously been done and things like that. So I don't understand what's the point even to leave the sign on the door that says don't clean the room, and to request in reception that they don't clean your room if they still go and clean your room. But what annoyed me the most, that all those bits that I had on the luggage, I could not find them in the first place, okay? So I found them after under my bed. Okay, so they obviously they probably cleaned the room, And then while cleaning the room, they probably fell off the of the luggage. But yeah, so that felt a little bit, I don't know, maybe it's just for me, maybe it is just me, but I felt a little bit insulted that my stuff was not cared. They didn't take any care to look after my stuff. Okay, so that's about Tokyo. Okay, the trip from Get Your Guide, I really liked the trip. The everything, the communication was good, the price was good, the bus was very comfortable, the guide was lovely, and what I liked about it is as well that they take you to the place and then they let you basically to explore on your own. So it's not like, run, and in general, in the end of the day, I'm the person that don't like the extremely guided tours. I'm not extremely interested in history. I like to watch, and I like to explore everything, and so I'm more visual, and I don't need that much of that information as you get sometimes when you go to guided tours. So if you want to go somewhere, definitely worth looking into Get Your Guide. It's not the first time I used them, and they haven't disappointed me yet. So in general, the experience, I think, in general, in the beginning I was quite tired. So during that time I didn't have an opinion about how I liked the trip or I didn't like the trip. But in the end, I really liked it. And there are obviously couple of things. So when I went to Japan, I did take some cash with me. In UK at least, they don't have the Japanese yen all the time in the bank, so you will need to pre-order that, okay? But I find it very useful to have cash, okay? Your decision in the end of the day, how much you will take, but in the end of the day, we probably used, or we didn't use pretty much anything from the cards. Just for like a very big purchase, but otherwise we spend the cash, okay? We spend the cash, you go, you pay, you don't have any issues, okay? So that's first thing. I would personally recommend to take cash with you, okay? The other thing, so I don't know how easy, I can't advise you how easy it is to take the cash out in when you are in Japan already, because we didn't need that. You can definitely pay with the cards, there is no issue. The other thing as well, would I recommend to buy a rail pass? Yes, if you are going to be traveling a lot, okay? If you are planning multiple journeys to different locations and things like that, the rail pass is very, very good. If you are going just to one place, just to kind of like one city or two cities, then yes, there is no big need, okay? Now, language, okay? They don't speak English at all, okay? The English is so poor. Even the staff in hotels, I was quite shocked that they don't know any English at all, okay? So it is a little bit frustrating in sometimes in some places. Even the experience I had in Starbucks, you think it's like very international brand and things like that. So, young people that work down there will speak English, and no, they don't speak English. The other thing as well with the Japan is if you go to coffee places, food places and things like that, I found that they are not. I mean, in smaller cities, they are much more. They are much more willing to help you, and they are much more willing to go through just to please you. Okay, so they will try to, they will try to make your experience amazing. What I found in Tokyo is completely different. Okay, I found, at least that was my experience. So obviously, don't take it personally if you had different experience, but what I had is that the people in Tokyo are quite rude, and they are not willing to help you at all if you don't know any language. Okay, yeah. So I knew a couple of basic words, obviously, just to be polite and things like that. But if I needed a little bit more, more advanced something, then I found that there is an issue. I have something that, let's say they have an option of coffee, a normal coffee with the soy milk, but they have decaf coffee with the normal milk, and they can't make you a decaf coffee with soy milk. I don't know. I think maybe it's because they use capsules that are pre-made already, and that's why this is an issue. But this is basically what I noticed. Okay. The other thing as well, so the language is a very, very big issue. The other thing as well is that be ready to carry your trashes, okay? Be ready to carry your trashes because there are no trash bins, okay? It's very clean. It's amazing how they manage to clean, keep that place clean without any trash bins, okay? But for us Europeans, that is a little bit strange. Normal for them to eat on the street, and there's nowhere to sit down. Okay, so if you're walking around in the city, keep that in mind, because if you get tired, there is nowhere to sit down unless you go to the cafe. Okay, guys, the experience was very, very lovely. I really liked it. Would I go back? Yes, at some point, maybe during my life, if I will have a chance to go again. But because I still have a couple of different places that I want to visit that are on my bucket list. But if I will have a chance, I will definitely go back. I will just probably try to go somewhere to the places that I haven't been yet. So, watch the previous videos if you missed them.
Hi, it's just editing me. I just realized there was no split between my experience in Japan and what I got in Japan. So the next couple clips will be from the past me, explaining you and showing you everything I got in Japan. Enjoy.
Was a bottle of sake. The bottle is going to last me for quite a while, so I thought I'm going to have that for myself. So it's more like a gift bottle in the wooden box. So next is going to be a couple of sweets. So just grabbed some Pocky sticks with matcha. I guess it's a truffle with matcha. I don't really remember. I do know how it looks like, but I don't really remember. And then the matcha bar chocolate. So it's kind of like a nuts, loads of different nuts mixed with matcha. I got a washi tape with the cats. It's not for, yeah, so it's like a washi tape with the cats on it. Then I got like a fortune pigeon, I guess, some sort of bird. I haven't opened it yet. Then I got myself, well, actually it was a gift for me, but I got the insert, and then I got myself a beautiful blue and white It's so good. I mean, it's not good because it's freezing in here in UK, but it's one of the things that I wanted to have and then obviously you just put it in the beautiful case that you can get separately as well. Then the other thing I got is, so when you go to Japan, be aware, and what I would do is I would definitely recommend to do it on the first day you start going around. In Japan you can get, in some places the stamps are free, but in some places for the stamps you need to pay. And then of course they write you like a little calligraphy note. But what you can do is you can get like a stamp books. So obviously it's a traditional book, traditional Japanese book, so it goes backwards. And this is the one that I got in the cat template. So obviously on the front you have a cat, you have a Buddha statue and things like that. And then inside I had stamps and calligraphed as well. And then obviously the rest is completely empty because I got this one when we been in Tokyo. So it's been almost like by the end of the journey. But I have a couple different stamps everywhere, like in different notebook that I actually brought with me to Japan to write like notes and things like that. Then the other things that I got is I brought quite a lot of scents for like incense. For myself, so it's just ones that I got in the temple in Kyoto. So these are like two different scents, the ocean and the forest, I think, as far as I remember. And then we have a couple more. So I got sticks from one, then a big stick from the other one that I halved. I left half of it burning down there and brought half of it with me. And then of course I got a candle with the wish, with the fortune on it. So it's just something for me to remember, and I quite like incense anyway, so that's a good thing for myself. Talking about the wand, this, so it's a wooden one, but it has beautiful pictures on it. So on one side it's a mountain, and then on the other side this peacock on the other side. So I thought with this one, because it's so beautiful and fragile, I think I'm probably going to hang somewhere in the house, on the wall maybe, and just going to leave it as a reminder of the trip for myself. So that's that. From the same cat, from the cat temple, was a little cat statue. So obviously in general you should make a wish or pray while you are down there, and then after that to leave the statue for the wish to come. But if it's not possible, then they advise to make a wish, and when the wish comes a reality, then you bring the statue back as a thank you. So I don't know, I hope I'm going to make a wish, and obviously going to put that on the stand for now. But I might need to give this to my friend to bring back to the temple. It's not full. I hope it's, yeah, Okay, so it's like a lucky wishing cat. And the temple was amazing, by the way, guys, but I'm going to tell you everything later. So the couple of magnets, one of the magnets is this. So it's like a, I don't want to unpack it, so I don't think it's going to take it very well. But yeah, so it's like a Maiko, so it's like a geisha with just saying geisha and Japan. So that's one of those. That is a fox. So it's a fox. It's the red gate, and of course it's like a lantern. The lucky cat and some bells as well. Postcards for myself. It's a mountain Fuji that I haven't visited, but the weather was horrible. Well, not horrible, but it was cloudy all the time, almost all the time, so I don't think we would have been able to see that anyway. And then this one as well, I thought it's very, very beautiful, so I'm going to keep those. Then I got one of the bookmarks for myself, and then for a couple of friends I got pretty much similar, so they look absolutely the same. So it's like a little wand geisha, with the geisha on it, and I think there is something in here as well, but I don't want really to open, so I'll leave that to guess for those who are going to get it. So I got two of those. It's a very, very popular down there. So this one is with the little cats and the flowers. I got some chopsticks. But those chopsticks, they will be coming with the stand. And so one is black cat and the other one is a ginger cat. They have cats as well on them. Surprise, surprise. So one is like a redwood with the cats. Yeah, so it's like a redwood with the cats, and then the other one is a blue wood with the cats. How much I love teas. I have a massive drawer of teas at the moment at home. So of course when I went to Japan I could not come back without any tea. Okay, so the first one is a genmaicha tea. So it's like a rice tea mixed with matcha. So I got one of those, and then in the different space I got roasted genmaicha. I never tried before, so it's going to be very interesting to try. And then I got a pack of sencha as well. So sencha is one of the Japanese green teas. So it's slightly a bit lighter than the Chinese one. If you're not a fan of the Chinese green tea, definitely try the Japanese sencha. Then I got a little spoon for the to put the matcha in. And I got two different types of matcha. Okay, so one is a normal one, so kind of like a day-to-day one. That is so it says it's like a cafe blend, so that means that the blend is very thin, so it's like more powdered. And then the other one is more like a ceremonial matcha. So yeah, so it says ceremonial matcha on it. So basically what's the difference between them is then the ceremonial one is the grinding is much thicker, so they are more clumpy, if it makes sense, and obviously that helps to make more like a paste from it when you're making it. Some pottery from Japan, but I was too scared to buy a pot, so I got just a couple of beautiful mugs for myself. One is a cup, so they both are brown, so they are slightly bit more natural, but one is so it feels like this part is wooden, even if I don't think it is. And then you have like a beautiful engravings on it. And this one is small. The other one is slightly bit bigger and taller, but it's very much the same principle. Obviously on the bottom we have a ceramic, and then on the top we have a little bit of like gray area with Mountain Fuji on it. So yeah, these are the back. So it's a beautiful book. Sorry for the glittering, but I hope you can see the details of it. So it's a little beautiful bookmark from Nara. So, and features obviously a little bit of the plants, the deer, and the temple as well. Just as promised, a couple of bits that I bought cloth-wise in Japan. So from the Uniqlo, I got just this usual t-shirt with like a short sleeves. Very nice material. But it says it's made in Vietnam anyway, so it's not Japanese. At least it's a Japanese brand. And then I got, so I had the same trousers before in black and grey, and I got them in blue this time, so you can't see it very well, but it's like navy blue. That I got in I think it's Japanese H&M, to be honest with you, but I needed it, so I got this.